up to? I leveled up my whole thing. See?
Oh yeah? Let's see that.
After his huge success in the animated Spider-Verse films, Miles Morales is gearing up to swing into live action as a new Spider-Man. Originally from Marvel's Ultimate Universe, Miles Morales joined the main Marvel continuity after the 2015 Secret Wars event. He first hit the big screen in 2018's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and made a splash again in the 2023 sequel. Now, it looks like he's finally making the leap to live action. Miles Morales has been a standout character in Sony's Marvel Universe and in various video games featuring him alongside the original Spider-Man, Peter Parker. At just 13 years old when he became Spider-Man, Miles was one of the youngest heroes to take on the mantle, but quickly became a key player in Marvel's Spider-Man saga. There's been buzz for a while about bringing Miles into live action, and it looks like things are finally moving forward for his own live-action movie. Back in May 2023, producer Amy Pascal hinted at a live-action Miles Morales Spider-Man movie during a chat with Variety, saying, "You'll see all of it, it's all happening." She didn't give a timeline, but in February 2024, Pascal clarified that we wouldn't see a Miles Morales film until after we make 2 more movies. The vagueness led to some head-scratching about which 2 movies she meant. Thankfully, Spider-Verse producer Christopher Miller stepped in to clear things up. He explained that Pascal was talking about the upcoming animated sequel, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, and another live-action Spider-Man film starring Tom Holland. So while there's no confirmed date for a live-action Miles Morales movie yet, it's clear that there are plans for Brooklyn's Spider-Man to eventually make his live-action debut. With that being said, there's a curious reason why Miles Morales hasn't had a live-action movie yet. Back in 2014, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 producers Avi Arad and Matt Tolmach warned about the pitfalls of having multiple Spider-Men in the same story. They believed that focusing solely on Peter Parker was crucial for delivering a compelling Spider-Man narrative, and suggested that introducing another Spider-Man could dilute the character's impact. This mindset likely played a role in why Miles Morales was kept out of live-action Spider-Man movies. Arad and Tolmach argued that to keep Spider-Man's essence intact, you need to stay true to Peter Parker's core story. They even mentioned past attempts by Marvel to introduce multiple Spider-Men, which they claimed nearly ended Spider-Man's popularity. However, Sony's animated Spider-Verse movies have shown that multiple Spider-Men can coexist and thrive, featuring different versions of the character, including Miles Morales, alongside Peter Parker with great success. The success of these films and the trio of Spider-Men in Spider-Man No Way Home has proven that having multiple Spider-Men isn't just feasible, but can be incredibly popular. This makes it a perfect time to bring Miles Morales into action. As for when to expect a Miles Morales movie, there's still some uncertainty. Sony is currently focused on finishing Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, the final chapter in Miles Morales' animated trilogy. Without a release date for this film, it's tricky to pin down when a live-action version might hit theaters, especially since Beyond the Spider-Verse will wrap up its highly anticipated storyline first. There's a chance the live-action Miles Morales won't be the same version voiced by Shameik Moore in the Spider-Verse films, so he might appear in live action sooner than expected. Sony and Marvel Studios are also working on a new trilogy for Tom Holland's Peter Parker in the MCU. Although the release dates for these films are still under wraps, Spider-Man 4 is likely to come out before the Multiverse saga concludes with Avengers Secret Wars in 2027. Pascal mentioned that a Miles Morales movie wouldn't start production until after Beyond the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 4, suggesting that fans might have to wait a few more years for his solo live-action debut. That said, Miles Morales has already been hinted at in the MCU. In 2017's Spider-Man Homecoming, Donald Glover appeared as Aaron Davis, who mentioned his nephew, Miles Morales. Glover's character even called Miles in a deleted scene. Glover also reprised his role as the Prowler in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Additionally, Spider-Man No Way Home alluded to a black Spider-Man in a conversation between Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and Jamie Foxx's Electro. These hints show that Miles Morales is already part of the MCU's world, and hopefully it won't be too long before we see him on the big screen. That said, every movie needs a compelling villain, and a live-action Miles Morales film will be no exception. With so many powerful villains from Marvel Comics, there's a lot of potential for a great adversary for Miles. Although he's been featured in animated adaptations, this will be his first live-action appearance, and several of his notable foes could make their way to the big screen. One key villain who could make a live-action debut is Dr. Jonathan Owen, also known as the Spot. In the animated Spider-Verse films, the Spot has been a major threat to Miles Morales, thanks to his multiversal powers. Given that Miles' live-action debut will likely explore the multiverse, bringing the Spot into the live-action world could be a thrilling continuation of their conflict. Jason Schwartzman, who voices the Spot in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, would likely reprise his role, adding a familiar touch to the new film. Another interesting villain to consider is Frank Oliver's Kangaroo. Though not as well known, Kangaroo played a significant role in Miles' early Spider-Man days. When Miles Morales first dons the Spider-Man suit, he faces off against this villain from the Ultimate Universe. Kangaroo's connection to Miles' origin story makes him a fitting choice for his live-action debut, providing a nod to his comic book roots. Frank Oliver's Kangaroo, a relatively minor villain in Marvel Comics, becomes a notable part of Miles' story in the Ultimate Universe. Portraying him on screen could offer a fresh perspective on Miles' early challenges as Spider-Man and set the stage for more formidable adversaries in future films. And let's not forget the most likely villain for Miles Morales' live-action debut, his own uncle, Aaron Davis, better known as the Prowler. Before becoming the Iron Spider, Aaron Davis battled his nephew Miles after discovering his Spider-Man alter ego. Their clash ended with Aaron's Vibro-Shock gauntlet exploding, which Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse hinted as a pivotal event for Miles, much like Uncle Ben's death is for Peter Parker. It's pretty likely that Donald Glover will reprise his role as the Prowler in Miles Morales' live-action film. Glover first appeared as Aaron Davis in 2017's Spider-Man Homecoming, subtly hinting at Miles Morales' presence in the MCU. He returned to Across the Spider-Verse donning a Prowler costume, solidifying the connection. With these breadcrumbs leading to Glover's return, the Prowler is set to be a major threat in Miles' live-action journey. Which villain are you most excited to see in Miles Morales' live-action debut? Will it be the Prowler, Spot, Kangaroo, or even Galactus? Let us know your thoughts. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.